McDonald's, Taco Bell, KFC. These are some of the same brands that have dominated the fast food industry ever since I was a little boy. Until this day, they still seem to be everybody's go-to spot. But recently, it's come to my attention that a bunch of unknown fast food chains exist that barely anybody's even heard of. And the fun part is, they might be better than the big dogs. That's why I've spent the last few days creating a list of these unknown fast food establishments, and we'll be eating at them all just to answer one simple question. Have we been eating at the wrong fast food chains our entire lives? Welcome everyone to unknown fast food restaurant number 1, Beefaroo. Y'all, I cannot believe this is a real place. And from the looks of things, it's completely empty, which does fit the theme of this video, but is slightly concerning for the chances of me getting food poisoning. Beefaroo was started in Rockford, Illinois, and only has 20 locations across the US. The signature item here is their roast beef sandwich, which makes them most comparable to fast food giant Arby's. But the biggest difference is, Arby's has over 3,300 locations across the US. What's even crazier to think about is despite having all of those locations, Arby's is kind of irrelevant now. In fact, back in 2024, multiple Arby's franchisees had to file for bankruptcy due to disappointing sales. So the question is, do people just not like the roast beef sandwiches? Or is Arby's just bad and nobody's heard of Beefaroo? Let's check out this drive-thru. As I pulled up, I was surprised to see how many other food options were also available. Along with their roast beef sandwich, Beefaroo also sells burgers, chicken sandwiches, and milkshakes. I'll do a roast beef sandwich meal, please. And then for the fries, is it possible to get the cheddar fries?
Absolutely.
Awesome, thank you very much, man. You too. Beefaroo has been acquired. Gotta find a place to park. The place is empty, so there's a lot of them. So this is kind of crazy. Turns out Beefaroo has been around since 1967. What? How long has Arby's been around? Arby's was founded in 1964 by brothers Forrest and Leroy Raffle. Okay, only a 3-year difference, but Arby's did come first. All right, let's see how good this roast beef sandwich looks. Okay, pretty standard packaging. I also got some cheese fries, which low-key kind of making a mess in my car, but bam. Literally just looks like they melted a Kraft single on this. All right, so it's a little messy, but you guys let me know if this looks better or worse than Arby's. One thing I do appreciate though is they didn't skimp on the roast beef. Clearly, it's like oozing out of this thing. Now before I dig in, just as an FYI, I'll be judging every restaurant today based on the taste, the price, and of course, the speed. I'm pretty sure those are the 3 biggest reasons people love the major chains, so I feel like that's a fair criteria. With that being said, it did take quite a while to get my food, but you know what? Maybe it'll be so good that it's worth the wait. Let's dig in. Okay. You know, I'm honestly not the biggest fan of roast beef sandwiches, especially not a roast beef sandwich at, I think it's 11 a.m. right now, but this is pretty good. The roast beef is a lot more tender than I expected. It actually has a good amount of salt, and the bread is nice and soft. Overall, a pretty good roast beef sandwich. Now let's try these fries. Arby's is known for their curly fries, which low-key, those are elite. I don't think these will be better than the curly fries since it's just a regular flimsy fry with a Kraft single on it, but yep, that tastes just about as good as it looks. The roast beef sandwich was pretty good. The fries, kind of mid. Now, as for prices, a roast beef combo meal at Arby's comes out to roughly $10.27, which is cheaper than a combo meal at Beefaroo. With that in mind, it's time to decide if Beefaroo is better than its big dog counterpart. Also, before anyone says I can't make an accurate comparison because I'm not eating at both restaurants back to back, this is my video. I make all the rules. What you gonna do about it? Just kidding. I actually went to all of the famous chains yesterday and felt terrible after. So I do have references. This might be because I don't really like roast beef sandwiches in the first place, but considering it took quite a bit of time to get my food and it was more expensive, unfortunately, Beefaroo is not better than the big dog. On to the next one. All right, friends, we've officially made it to the next spot. And let me tell you, when I found out about this place, I thought it was gonna be one of those cheap knockoff restaurants, but apparently it's not. I know everyone's obviously heard of Cane's Chicken Fingers, but have you heard of Lane's Chicken Fingers? Lane's, Cane's, what the heck? Fast Lane? Bars. I'm sorry, that was terrible. Now, according to my research, along with having very similar names, Cane's and Lane's also have very similar menus. But in case anyone doesn't trust that this place isn't just a knockoff because of all of the similarities, get this. Lane's was established first. Unfortunately though, they only have 24 locations total compared to Cane's 1,600 locations worldwide. But I think what surprised me the most when I pulled up is how packed this parking lot is. Lane's may not be a big global chain, but it seems everyone in Lewisville, Texas is a very big fan. Maybe I will be too. What the? Warning, Lane's chicken fingers contains concentrated amounts of flavor. Oh, that's funny. And oh, hey, they deliver on DoorDash. I made my way inside, and as I said before, Lane's and Cane's nearly have identical menus with their chicken tender combos, chicken sandwich options, and family packs. However, I did notice that Lane's has one or two things that sets them apart. For here? Awesome, thank you. Is this better than Cane's?
I would say so.
Oh, okay. Okay, sweet. So I placed my order, and I know this is still a fast food restaurant, but this place is crazy nice. First off, they bring me my food. Big fan of that. Secondly, the total for my order, which is a full meal, fries, chicken, drink, under $11, which is literally cheaper than the exact same meal at Cane's. This cup is diabolical. It says giving the finger since 1994. The finger to who? Cane's? Some beef? Is there some chicken going on? I'm sorry, I'm making horrible jokes today. Awesome, thank you, appreciate it, man. Excuse me, this looks and smells delicious. This might sound stupid, but my favorite thing at Cane's is their Texas toast. Lane's might do it better. Oh my gosh, it's crispy. The edges are still soft though. Oh my Lord. Have y'all ever seen a better looking piece of toast than this? Now the biggest difference between Cane's and Lane's is the fact that Lane's actually offers multiple different sauces. One of these is Lane's signature sauce, and the other one is a jalapeno ranch. I love Cane's sauce as much as the next guy. However, it is nice to have multiple options. Another major difference between the two restaurants is that Lane's has a hot chicken tender option for spicy food lovers like me. Let's dig in. I don't know which sauce is which, but I don't think it'll be hard to tell the difference. Oh, but let me tell you, that right there is a good chicken tender. I did dip into the jalapeno ranch, so that mixed with the spicy chicken has a little bit of a kick. Let me try this without the sauce. Okay, that confirms it. If you've ever had Cane's, you will know that their chicken without the sauce, honestly, not even edible. This piece of chicken, however, actually has some flavor. The chicken's not super dry. The crust has that spice. Very nice. It's salted well. Very big fan. I think this is the actual Lane's sauce. I'm curious if it's better than Cane's sauce. What's funny is the sauces are actually very similar, but the fact that Lane's has multiple options clearly gives it an edge. I love me some bread. This is a perfect piece of bread. I definitely ate way too much considering the fact that I have way more fast food spots to hit, but that's okay since that was yummy. Whew! I ate way too much. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I think it's very obvious based on a multitude of things. Better price, food came out really fast, and the chicken was actually good. Lane's is clearly an underrated fast food chain, and it's way better than the big dog, Raising Cane's. Back on the road. Before I get to the next fast food spot, something cool that I want to point out about all of these restaurants is despite the fact that they're all unknown, almost all of them are available on DoorDash, which is very convenient since that's the sponsor of today's video. It's amazing that we live in a world where you can get anything you need when you need it right to your door. And with DoorDash, you can get almost anything from your local neighborhood delivered. Groceries, flowers, you can even try food from a restaurant you've never heard of and it gets delivered right to you. Not to mention, DoorDash is extremely helpful when you're short on time and need something very fast. As a very frequent DoorDash user, this is one of the coolest sponsors I think I've ever gotten on the channel. So if you guys want to support me and make your life a little more convenient, download the DoorDash app by scanning the QR code right here, or just use code Dylan50 to get 50% off up to $10 on your first order of 15 bucks or more. Thank you, DoorDash, for sponsoring today's video. Y'all, please go download the app. I would love to keep working with DoorDash. We've arrived at the next location. It's It's not McDonald's. I realize now that's a little misleading. Anyways, I'm not entirely sure how to describe this next spot other than saying it's kind of like the fast food version of a Cracker Barrel. And yes, I know Cracker Barrel is low-key going downhill lately. Hopefully this place isn't following the same trend. Welcome to Grandy's. This unknown fast food chain specializes in Southern comfort food. There's only 22 locations spread out across 6 states, and what's crazy about that is, I'm pretty sure there was one of these in the town that I grew up in, but I've never actually been. Maybe I've been missing out on something my entire life. We'll see. They also have a drive-thru, so I'm gonna get back in my car and order from there. So the menu here at Grandy's might be the most confusing one to me so far. Along with selling classic Southern dishes like chicken fried steak and a pot roast plate, they also sell full fried chicken meals. So I guess you can say this place is also comparable to KFC or Popeyes. But since I'm in the mood for some Southern cuisine, I knew exactly what to get. Hello.
97.
Awesome, thank you so much. Thank you, wow, that was fast. Thank you, have a good one. Friends, my fast food Cracker Barrel has been acquired. I'm gonna be honest, there's something strange about getting Southern comfort food very fast, since normally it's supposed to take time. You know, time for all of the Southern love to penetrate the food.
What?
To keep things simple, I ordered a country fried steak along with mashed potatoes and green beans. Classic Southern meal. Ooh, it's hot. Here we go. Let's see what fast Southern comfort food looks like. Oh God. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, this is the first meal I don't want to eat. I grew up in Texas, so I know what gravy's supposed to look like. It's not supposed to look like this. It's literally just liquid. I don't want to eat this. This gravy is literally just like mud water. Oh my God. First off, there is zero crunch of any kind as I'm cutting into this. It's just kind of like soft mush. It does look fully cooked, but I do think this is the closest I've ever been to potentially getting food poisoning on this channel. I'm not swallowing that. I'm not even gonna try the sides. That's awful. First off, it's extremely bland. There's like no salt, no pepper. The texture, I wish there was a better way for me to explain this. It's kind of like mush, yeah. And don't even get me started on the gravy. It was like a weird temperature, first off. And the fact that it's just like pure liquid is so off-putting. Unfortunately, I am not a fan of Grandy's at all. I do not think fast Southern comfort food should exist. Sorry, this is not better than any Big Dog. Unfortunately, that was one of the most disappointing bites of food I've had in a very long time, which makes me a little nervous about the next unknown fast food spot, since I love the mainstream version of the chain. We've now arrived at the Taco Casa. Now for everyone watching who lives in Texas, Taco Casa probably doesn't feel like an unknown fast food chain. However, they only have 103 locations spread across 3 states. 91 of those locations are in Texas, which means the rest of the country has no idea this place exists. Taco Casa is a fast food Mexican chain most similar to Taco Bell. It was founded about 10 years after Taco Bell was established, and comparing these two places will be very hard for me because if you've been a viewer for a while, you know I love Taco Bell. These two chains are so similar that back in the 1970s, they basically had the exact same menu. While Taco Bell innovated and created things like Crunch Wraps and the Dorito Locos Tacos, Taco Casa has hardly strayed away from their original menu. Which leads me to my question, which is better, the Bell or the Casa? I'm gonna go through the drive-thru. I placed my order, and while I waited for my food, out of curiosity, I decided to ask one of the workers there which fast food chain they prefer. Do you think Taco Casa is better than Taco Bell?
For me, I like Taco Bell more.
What? I'm gonna blur your face.
But I mean, both are like the same, but like there's one, you know.
Is Taco Bell better because they have like different better options?
Different options, yes.
Okay, what about a regular taco though?
In here.
Here's better taco?
Yeah, I like the tacos in here.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, it's so fresh.
Got it, awesome, thank you. Interesting. So apparently Taco Bell is better because it has the options, but Taco Casa has better tacos. I guess it depends on what you value more. Me? I wanna know who has the better taco. Awesome, thank you. One thing I want to point out is everyone at these like small unknown chains has been so much more friendly. Maybe it's because they're not being bombarded by like a billion people every single day. That's not part of my overall criteria, but It's an interesting thing to note. Awesome, thank you very much. Got my tacos. It is so hot outside. Tacos have been acquired. And you know, even if these tacos are the best tacos I've ever had, I think I know why Taco Casa isn't a national, globally loved chain. Where's the branding? This is literally the same brown sack you use for lunch on a school field trip. Like, no wonder nobody knows about it. Anyways, I kept things pretty simple with just a regular taco and a Casa Delight. I don't really know what that is, but I'm pretty sure it's dessert. Huh. Why do their napkins have branding, but the bags don't? This is what you see around. You wipe your face with these. Strange. Also, my ADHD is cooking right now. Why does it look like I have a pink cowboy hat in my backseat? I don't, just by the way. Anyways, let's check out this taco. Oh, whoa, okay. There we go. We got some branding. In this hand, I have my Super Taco, and over here, the Casa Delight, which now that I'm looking at it, it's basically just a fried tortilla chip covered in sugar and cinnamon, I believe. It looks yummy. Don't judge me, I'm an adult. I can eat in whatever food order I want. No, that's good. That is really good. I like that a lot. The fried tortilla, it's so nice and airy, and that cinnamon sugar, oh, you can't go wrong with cinnamon sugar. Just these alone should make this place pop. Big fan of that. All right, it's taco time. The lady working said, even though she prefers Taco Bell because of their options, the tacos here are better and fresher. I will be the judge. Ooh, hey. That's a good looking hard shell taco. It held together really nice. The tomatoes look good, the cheese looks good. It's not super messy. I do love me some Taco Bell, but a lot of the times it is a little messy. So based on that alone, this is impressive. I do like that Taco Bell has a bunch of different hot sauces. Taco Casa only has this hot sauce. I don't know how hot it is, but I'm about to find out. Just gonna do a little bit of this. Cheers. First off, y'all hear that crunch? I like when a hard shell taco is actually hard. Another thing to note is look at how defined these layers are. We got ground beef, sour cream, lettuce, cheese, tomatoes. You're basically getting everything in every single bite. This is really good. Oh no, it's falling, it's falling. No. Oh man, no. Why doesn't my car have a table? Oh my gosh, I got tomatoes and sauce on my seat. Along with being a really good taco, the food came out very fast. Not to mention, this hard shell taco is way bigger than the hard shell taco I got from Taco Bell. You can't be mad at generous portion sizes. Altogether, everything I got from Taco Casa came out to a little over $9, which is $2 to $3 more than the exact same order at Taco Bell. But it ends up being the same price if you account for the fact that you might need to order 2 hard shell tacos from Taco Bell to equate to this. Pretty close. With all that being said, do I think Taco Casa is better than the big dog? I do. Obviously, I love me some Taco Bell Crunchwrap Supremes. However, if I'm mainly focusing on the tacos, Taco Casa is a league above. And you know I'm being honest, because me saying that probably loses my chances of ever getting a Taco Bell sponsorship. So, on to the next one.
Now, I'm very excited about this next spot because I've seen it most compared to the king of fast food, McDonald's.
Welcome to Burger Street.
This fast food chain started in Louisville, Texas in 1985. There are currently only 18 locations between Texas and Oklahoma, and they specialize in burgers. Now, this place is pretty hard to miss when driving by, especially because of this bright blue roof they got going on, which interestingly enough is pretty similar in style to the old-fashioned red McDonald's roofs, if y'all remember those. Now, despite being a small chain,
People local have very strong opinions about this place. According to a review from this guy named Daniel, he says, the service here is great. All of the times I've gone, they've been nothing but friendly. The food here is way better than McDonald's. It still has the charm of old fast food, which is greatly appreciated. Definitely a place worth checking out. That is very high praise. However, there are also reviews from this person named Les May. I have no idea if I'm saying their name right. He gave them 1 star and said, nasty, overpriced food. McDonald's is actually better. Food 1 out of 5, service 1 out of 5, atmosphere 1 out of 5. Clearly he was not happy. So with both of those polar opposite reviews in mind, I am very curious to see how good this place is for myself.
Now, when I go to McDonald's, I usually get chicken nuggets, but I think we can all agree that McDonald's most iconic item is their Big Mac. So even though Burger Street also has multiple different food options like chicken sandwiches, chili cheese dogs, and even chicken tenders, we gotta compare the best burgers at both places.
Can I do a single deluxe hamburger with cheese, please?
Like everything on it?
Yes, please.
Anything else?
Can I also get regular curly fries?
Yes, anything else?
That will be it. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
The food has been ordered. 13 bucks. I forget how that compares to McDonald's. Now, obviously one of the biggest things McDonald's is known for is their speed. Based on my research online, I was informed that these burgers might take a little bit more time because they should feel more handcrafted, less machine produced. I don't know if that's just an excuse to be slow, but I'm hoping that does come across in the flavor and appearance of this burger. We'll see. Okay, when I read up that it would take a while, that might have been an understatement. This has taken arguably the longest out of every place I've been to so far. First world problems, I know. Personally, I'm not mad about it, but speed is one of the things I'm judging these places on, so I feel like I have to talk about it. Hopefully I get my food soon. Oh, that person's getting their stuff. Yes, that means it's my turn. I don't even know how long I've been waiting. Awesome. Thanks so much, man. I appreciate it. The burger has been acquired, and I'm gonna be very honest here. It smells delicious. Maybe I'm hungry, I don't know.
All right, I wanted to jump in the back seat so when I review this, I have a little extra room. Here's the food. Again, it smells delicious. I think the person in front of me might have just ordered a bunch of food and that's why it took so long. Because when I pulled up to the window, I got my food extremely fast. Maybe it's not Burger Street's fault after all. So first thing out of the bag is the curly fries and, ooh, wait a minute. These curly fries look delicious. They got a really nice curl to them and they're not soggy at all. So let's give this a try first. Boing. That's me making a sound effect so I don't edit one in. Boing. Oh, hey! It's salted really nice, and I don't know if this makes sense, but it doesn't taste artificial. You're still getting that potato-y flavor coming through, and again, crunch on these, spectacular. Listen. Now that I've tried the fries, let's check out this burger. Let's check it out. Ooh, is it just me, or does this look like a burger from a TV commercial? This is beautiful. I promise this looks better in person. Honestly, me holding it with one hand is really messing up the shape, but I really appreciate that you can see all of the different layers. The cheese looks really appetizing. It looks melted on there. Now with appearances out of the way, I am so excited to finally try this. Cheers, everybody. This burger is good. I almost want to say it feels like a burger you would get at a restaurant, but I don't think that's fully accurate. It definitely still has that fast food flavor. I don't know if that makes sense. Hopefully it does. But I think what sets it apart is I can taste each individual ingredient. I can taste the pickles. I really like that they used shredded lettuce for this. I can taste the tomatoes, the onions. This is good. I'm so glad I'm filming this video. I really enjoy this. Now, as for the price, I got a combo, which includes this burger, the fries, and a drink. It came out to around $13. And I think if I compare it to a combo Big Mac at McDonald's, I feel like that's the most comparable thing. This is a little bit more expensive, but I think the quality makes up for those couple bucks. So with that being said, do I think Burger Street is better than the big dog, the king of fast food? If it wasn't clear from my reactions, I definitely think so. This was a fantastic burger.
With that, my research experiment has finally concluded, and I've decided that while some of the big spots do deserve their place, there are obviously unknown fast food chains I believe deserve to be just as big, maybe even bigger, and I will be returning to them very often.